Do you have questions about buying or selling a home, not sure if you're qualified? Your local real estate agent, Antoinette Ware, is here for you. Do you live out of town, moving out of town, or looking for investment property? Well, let's work together and make it happen. Antoinette Ware can be reached at 419-917-6258. The name you know, celebrating over 20 years, serving Toledo and surrounding areas. Frida's Cleaning Service is a small family-owned business established in 2003. With over 17 years of professional, high-quality, and greatly satisfied service, the Frida's Cleaning Service will get the job done. Specializing in sanitizing your home, business, post-construction, and commercial cleaning, no job's too big or small. See for yourself and give us a call, 567-249-9172. La Frida's Cleaning Service. Our reputation is always spotless.
Are you tired of driving around a dirty car? Say hello to the ultimate solution for your car. Quick Auto Detail, home, work, or wherever. Their mobile car spa will clean and shine your car anytime and anywhere. Their products are gentle on your car's paint, and they use only the highest quality materials. Book your appointment now.
Hey there, this is indie artist Chambray Price, and I rock with Queen Silvy on the Queen Silvy Show. Bye, y'all.
Good laugh, good vibe, that's for sure. Get smooth with Tim, get smooth with Tim. They have you rolling like you popped the pill. Once you hear the show, you ain't gonna want it to end. Get creative with the sounds you can make with your mouth. Reaching all over the world, Queen Silvy in the house. Award-winning show, got the #1 spot, look out. It's the Queen Silvy Show, 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 it's the Queen Silvy Show.
Hi, this is Joe Mass. You are listening to the Queen Silvy Show. You are now part of the royalty.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live, it's time for the silky smooth sounds of Smooth Tim and Her Majesty herself, Queen Silvy.
Hey, it is Smooth Tim, and thank you so very much for dropping by and spending another terrific Tuesday with us on the multiple award-winning Queen Silvy Show. It is now my pleasure to bring to you the world's sexiest granny, the Queen herself, Queen Silvy.
Yes, that is correct. It is me, Queen Silvy. Ooh, you like that? Hold on. Yes, it is me, Queen Silvy. On this terrific Tuesday, the multiple award-winning The Queen Silvy Show. Ooh, yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are in this great world today. I hope that you are ready for this super greatness we have in store for you. You do, by the way, have time to be kind and spread the word for someone else. So come on in and get this super greatness we have in store for you. Smoothie, how are you today?
I'm doing terrific on this Tuesday, Queen. And might I ask, how are you doing?
As always, I'm supercalifragilistic.
Expialidocious, I suppose, is 24/7, 365. Queen Silvy, you are always simply
I know.
amazing. Yes, you are.
You better believe it. You better believe it. You better recognize I am amazing. But you are amazing. Smooth, you are amazing. We have an amazing guest today. And maybe some announcements, yes?
We always have some amazing announcements. As always, our hearts and prayers are going out to everybody around the world. There's all kinds of things still going on. And, all we can say here on the Queen Silvy Show is faith over fear.
That's right.
And we will get by all this. And that's why we're here to uplift your day, make it a little bit happier, put a smile on your face, get some of that other junk out of your head, and enjoy the guest that Queen Silvy had mentioned that we're going to have Amenna Scott.
Amenna
Scott.
Amenna.
She's going to get me for mispronouncing that word. Amenna Scott will be on, and that's going to be a lot of fun. But otherwise, as always, our show is terrific, and we are here to just make your day brighter. And we made our day brighter down there in the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Mexico, Germany, Poland, Africa, Ireland, France, and Australia last week. So we appreciate you folks listening in to our last week's show. That was a good one,
we
too.
do.
That was our young entrepreneurs and kids making a difference. And hey, if you didn't have a chance to see that, scrolling across the top of the screen, you're going to see Facebook and YouTube links. And if you go into either one of those, if you would just simply type in The Queen Silvy Show, you'll get the results of all of our shows, and you can catch up on all the past episodes.
Absolutely, indeed. It was a great show. Go and get it. These young adults are our future, and they're doing some great things besides the fact that they like money. Hey, if you want money, you want things in life, you got to work for it. You got to agree.
Right. There's a grind, even if you're 8.
Yes, but they're creating their own legacy, and that is so fantastic on this terrific Tuesday. Ooh, I hope you're ready. I hope you're doing fine, because you know that we aim to bring the best in live entertainment, talents, topics, and resources from around the world just for you. But I also like to do this and share with you.
You really do?
Thank you. But I also would like to share some motivational words from the Queen Silvy Show to you. What you're supposed to do when you don't like a thing is change it. And if you can't change it, change the way you think about it. But stop hating yourself for everything you wish you were, and start loving yourself for everything that you are. You see, your life is as good as your mindset. So don't let your mind bully your body. Take care of your body. After all, it's the only place you have to live. Yeah. And those are some motivational words for the Queen Silvy Show to you. I'm going to keep it going, because I'm going to give some shout outs to my friends, to my deserving kings and queens all over, like Pepper Gomez at Wake Up Music Group, Holistic Health Advocate Marva Riley, Marie McKenzie and the International Sexual Assault Recovery Institute, Carmen Jewel and Massage Therapy by Carmen, Simone Enterprise and Entertainment Company, and the Simone Family Foundation. A Journey Through Healing with Beatrice Crawford Daniels.
Shout out to you.
Kenzie Patino, Queen Jenna, Queen Ashley, Follette Clark, and Connette Rawls.
Shout out to you.
The Helen Myers, Peace Myers, Corey, Casey Patino, and Joan Mercer.
Shout out to you.
To Queen Aaliyah, Asia, Tay, Maya, Camille, and Dejour.
Shout out to you.
To my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren. Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Jonathan Easley, Lee Allen Sr., Wade and Katrina, LP and Cynthia, Melvin and Teresa Kaki, and Mike.
Shout out to you.
To Queen Sonia, Kaki, Shanika, Alana, Brianna, and Precious.
Shout out to you.
To Nancy, Delia, and Chrissy from Fort Worth, Texas.
Shout out to you.
Ryan and Kelly and the All-American Boys, Matt and Tracy, and the All-American Girls. Hey,
Shout out to you.
I think I need to pause for the calls and clear my throat. Hello.
Woof, woof. Meow. Ready, ready.
Ooh, yeah, baby. Don't knock it till you try it. Pamela Anderson, C. Shorty Franklin, Patricia Wilhelm McGiffin, Renita Easley, Gold Rosa, Donna Ferry, and Pam Bailey.
Shout out to you.
To my good friends in Africa, Amy Kanema, Webster Rito Hostile Flow, Hero Boy, and Princess Area Lua.
Shout out to you.
Sabrina Williams, Pinky Harmon, Sassy Savage, Robin Taylor, and DJ Team Broke 100.
Shout out to you.
To my good friends in United Kingdom, Beth Lambert, Nicola Jones, Bethany Jones, and Kay Cross.
Shout out to you.
Lorenzo Gabaniza, Christine Lewis Anderson, James and Audrey, Serious Edition, and Nana Linda Hartley.
Shout out to you.
To Edith Verhook, Queen D. Brown, Sandra and Ben Johnson, Melody Gorb Dobb, Miguel Montalban, Brian Pearson, Brenda Ramirez, and my good friend, Joe Mass.
Shout out to you.
Hey, listen, if you would love to be shouted out, if you have someone you would love for us to shout out, we will hook you up 3 days a week. Every Tuesday with the multiple award-winning The Queen Silvy Show. Every Wednesday with Tim's Tidbits. And again, every Thursday with the Now You Know Show with Queen Silvy and Smooth Tim. As we bring the best in live entertainment, talents, topics, and resources from around the world just for you. Check out this resource. And when we get back, hey, the ball is rolling with my fantastic guest on The Queen Silvy Show.
Hi, my name is Kate Hudson Hall. I am an author, therapist, and podcaster. My new book has been released called Anxiety Hacks, with proven techniques, tools, and tips to calmness. So if you suffer from generalized anxiety, panic attacks, or feel abnormally anxious about certain things, within Anxiety Hacks, I show you how you can overcome these conditions successfully, enjoy a healthy and carefree life. My website is katehudson-hall.com. Anxiety Hacks is available now on Amazon.
Hey, we are back on this terrific Tuesday. As I said before, you do have time to be kind and spread the word for someone else to come on in and get this super greatness we have in store for you. The extraordinary strength of a queen that has gone through, passed the test, and came out with a testimony and purpose in life. From systematic lupus, sexual assault, depression, suicidal thoughts, rises a woman of God, making a difference within the community and giving back. Here to share her story and some great accomplishments, motivational speaker, woman of God, author, and founder at JesusWorks Housing Voucher Program, I introduce to you Amenna Scott.
Hi, everybody. How y'all doing out there?
Hi, Amenna. Thank you so much for taking the time being here on the Queen Silvy Show. You've been through some challenging experiences in life, and I mean, you have overcome them. And currently, you are a busy queen making a positive impact in your life as well as the lives of others. But let's briefly go back to when you started having seizures at the age of 5, which resulted in the diagnosis of systematic lupus. Share what you will about that time in your life.
Oh, well, I recall a couple of times when my mommy, she would be fixing dinner, and I'd be in the room with my daddy, and this was a time, I'd be in the back with my dad, and he'd be listening to some old records. I don't know what it was, but it'd be these like records or something, and he'll be listening to them, but I could hear them, but I couldn't respond. And my mommy would call me for dinner, and I couldn't respond to, I couldn't say anything because I was having a seizure at the time. And they didn't know what type of seizure I was having because it was like the first time. And that's one of the side effects that the lupus gave me was seizures. And so I basically dealt with seizures a lot, so they put me on Tegretol, which it did calm it down. And I always used to have the staring seizures though. I used to have the staring seizures. It seemed like when you, I guess when stress become more stressful, it becomes a different type of seizure. I don't know how that works.
Mm.
But yes, but I struggled with seizures and symptomatic lupus my whole life.
You know, lupus affects millions in the world, attacking the organs. But what can you tell me about systematic lupus for someone who never heard of it and doesn't know? And tell me how it affected your daily life.
Well, symptomatic lupus is exactly what it stands for. It messes with your the things in your system. It attack your organs. Mine's attacked in my kidneys. It attacked both of my kidneys, and luckily, I thank God because we caught it. You know, my mommy and them caught it at that early age because you could die from lupus
Mm-hmm.
if it's not catchable. If nobody don't detect it because it was very hard to detect. Sometimes it's very hard to detect lupus in a child. In a child, and they said it's very rare for a child to catch it, but nowadays you see a lot of adults catching a lupus. You don't really hear children catching lupus at an early age like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it affected both of my kidneys. So my both of my kidneys was gone. My blood pressure, and the reason how they knew that because I had to do a biopsy. I
Mm.
had to do a biopsy. I was so afraid. I was so afraid of needles. The needle was so big and
Ugh.
huge,
Ugh.
but it had to be done. I mean, people all the way up to the floors could hear me scream and cry. and and I had to that's how they knew that my my kidneys was destroyed because they took the test and told my mommy that both of my kidneys. I remember because we was going back to the doctor to get the results, and I just came from breakfast. I love my sausage links and everything like that. And soon when they told me that we went into going to the doctor, had my Fritos in my hand. Doctor told me I couldn't eat no salt or
Mm.
nothing. And my mommy hurry up and took those Fritos out my hand.
That's
And
funny.
so I had to be on a no salt diet. And because my blood pressure was like running in 200s, and
Mm.
you know, when I was 5, 6 years old, until they detect, that I had until they had to detect that I had lupus.
So, how are things today with you regarding systematic lupus?
That's one thing I pray, I thank God for, and everything, because even though I have the symptomatic lupus, I was on dialysis. I seen a lot of my friends go, like a lot of my friends go, and they didn't have the same thing I had, but it was one that I was very close to that did have symptomatic lupus, and his was active, because it's like when you miss a certain amount of days from dialysis, and you constantly continue to miss dialysis, the toxin starts to build in your system, and
Mm-hmm.
it throws things off, and it could make your lupus active. So you have to constantly watch that, because even though it's because it's
Mm-hmm.
not curable. So when I was on dialysis, one thing I learned that even though I had symptomatic lupus, I felt like, okay, well, it's not active, so I don't claim it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
And I it haven't been active since.
Well, good.
Um one result that I know about my lupus, that it affect my head. I remember I had to get all my head shaved off. I had to go to the emergency room because I had big knots around my head. I had so many knots around my head. Had to get um my head shaved off because of the lupus, the side effect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one side effect. But after that, it wasn't active at all. And then, May 16th, 2020, I got my kidney transplant.
All right, amen to that. I know
Yeah.
who's the number one doctor, and that's the Lord Jesus. You feel me? He can touch and heal
Hmm.
anything, no matter what the doctors say. And you are a strong woman to have just went through that. But you've been through a lot more than that. I know that you've been sexually assaulted and you had bouts of depression and suicide thoughts. But I want you to know. I want you to know, Amina. I don't intend or want to trigger you in any negative way regarding your experiences, but I do want to ask if you would briefly share what was going on in that time in your life for you experiencing those things.
Well, my first assault happened when I was like 15. I was with my friend, over with my friends, and I wanted to, because I was isolated all the time. I couldn't go nowhere. I was always sick. My second home was Children's Hospital all the time. And I wanted to really see what a party was. So I went with my friend. She got me to get to this party, and I wanted to actually see what it was about. And next thing I know, things happen after that, because matter of fact, I remember that day like it was yesterday. The Detroit was playing my team, and I was like, oh my goodness, my team is winning, the 76ers. That's when I was a 76ers fan. And after that assault, I stopped being a 76ers fan. I mean, because I was like, dang, my team was losing and everything else was, going to a blank. So I just left everything behind from that day.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Something that simple became a trigger for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what coping mechanisms did you develop in order to manage the trauma, the depression, and the suicidal thoughts?
Well, I went to therapy. I did go to therapy. I had a therapist. I did. She was very nice. But then, and I still deal with like, because I have so much of a detachment issue. I don't attach myself with a lot of things in my life. I'm trying to get better at that. So I'm not perfect, and I know that I'm not perfect, and I need to be some things I need to be fixed in me. I claims that all the time. I talk to God all the time about it. Like my coping method about that, it was hard to go through it even with my therapist, because my therapist had to leave. Mm, she had to leave, so it wasn't nobody I could really talk to. So basically, I'm gonna tell you, it was just me and God at the time.
Hmm.
Even though I wasn't in God like I was, I ain't go into God until after my depression.
That's all right. Well, overcoming challenges, even to the depths of what you experience in life, I believe requires deep balance between the mind, body, and soul. You are a woman of God, but you're also a spiritual motivational speaker. Tell me in your words, what does spirituality mean to you?
Hmm. Spirituality, I mean, it's all about the spirit. It says it in the word. It's all about the spirit with me. Um, I I only want to do things for God. I mean, because that's my greatest accomplishment. I want to do that. That's something that I need, in my life, and I try not to. And even sometimes I might seem a little I don't know if I could say optimistic about it, or I sometimes I be feeling like I do need like to pray on some deliverance, because sometimes you could be the one that tell people, and it might don't come off right. The words might not come off right. So you probably need practice on that. So spiritually to me means that working on the spirit part, the spirit man, the inner man, coming from your working with your past, working from your past, facing your past, and going through things that you know that you're afraid to go through. And sometimes we as people, we're afraid to be vulnerable, afraid to um, be held accountable for anything. So we tend to hide, put it in our back of our head, and thinking that it's going to go somewhere, but it really is not. It's going to face his head eventually. It's going to come back, and and that's why we have to face it.
Well, I agree with you on all of that there. But as a spiritual motivational speaker, how would you motivate, or what advice would you give a woman on how to have a kick butt spiritual life?
Mm, faith. Number one is faith. You got to have faith in everything you do. Like, even even to, because you can't have faith without God. Okay, you
Right,
got to have God to have faith. So I'm just saying, sometimes you have to go through something to be the better you.
right,
You see? And so if you wanna, if you wanna be a motivational speaker, you gotta, know how to talk to people. You gotta know how to face your fears. Me, sometimes I get nervous with standing in front of a crowd, but in my mind, I put like a little thought. I might sing something in my mind to get my nerves to calm down, and then once I feel like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get this done, and the boldness come out, then that's when God kicks in. I know that God is with me with that. So I just encourage people to walk by faith. Don't take no for an answer. Keep moving.
right.
Keep doing the things for God, but always put God first. And being obedience is better than being sacrificed.
Amen to that. Amen to that. You strong woman. You keep doing what you're doing. You are the founder at JesusWorks Housing Voucher Program. Tell me about the program.
Oh yes. So the program is basically, we want to help people with housing, but first we want to start off with utilities. We're gonna help those people with utility costs, and then we definitely want to help the homeless get off the street,
Right,
because there's so many homeless people out on the street. And but to put them in homes, you got to think of their mental. You have to think mental first, because how would they sustain a home if their mental is not right?
right.
So you have to think these things out, have to be planned. So what I was going to do, what Jesus Works is doing, we're gonna have counselors there. We want the program to have counselors. We want you to face your past. We want you to have education. We want you to have financial literacy, because guess what? You need to know how to work your finances as well,
Right.
because we want the program to be about you learning how to keep yourself stable, so you could be independent and not lean on no one else but God. There you go.
So
That's it.
what it actually inspired you to even create and carry out such a mission?
The homeless. I'm an advocate for the homeless. I work with the homeless with Queen Jennifer Jalencia, which she's a sponsor. She's the New Royal Family of Advocacy, and I work alongside of her, dealing with the homeless. It's not just we just deal with the homeless, but we also go see people in the hospital. We go to the people that is dealing with domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a lot going on in this world,
It
and
sure
people need to
is.
know that somebody care about them. Somebody's still showing love, and that's going to reach out to somebody to talk to. So it's um it's a lot, but that's what made me want to do Jesus Works, because it's so much things that's going to form in Jesus Works. Like, we want so much things to go on in the community, but in order to put the community together, we have to show love to one another.
Amen to that. You know, Section 8, which was created under the Housing Act of 1937, helps low income families, seniors, and those with disabilities to secure quality housing. Is what you do at Jesus Work Housing Voucher Program the same as Section 8?
See, what we want to do is, we don't want to, and I said this out of love, but we don't want to work with the government.
Right.
We
I'm
wanna
not mad at you on that.
create it ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We wanna gather partners that's on the same avenue as we are.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get sponsors that's on the same avenue as we are, philanthropists, volunteers, and that's how we're gonna build. If we stick together, things will work out together. That's
Right.
how my memo is. If we come together and not. I'm just saying, as us as Black people, we should be able to come together. Everybody should be able to come together, all races, and not think of a race, but all of us should be able to come together as one and helping one another,
Boy, I tell
and
you.
not seeing people out in the street. I always think of the Good Samaritan that helped the person in the Bible, because it's so many people laying out in the street, people walking past. And one time I was in Panda Express, and I mean, it was so many people that had bags, Louis Vuitton bags, Chanel bags, shoe bags, and this man came in and just wanted something to eat. And they looked at that man like that man was sick,
Mm, mm,
you
mm.
know and that made me so upset, because, and I thank God for the spirit that he puts in me, because without the Holy Spirit you can't be moved. And I feel like, sometimes we don't need discernment to help somebody. You don't need discernment to help somebody could be crying out to you, and if you got it, I say
Right?
give.
I agree
Okay.
with you on that. And when you say about the government, I'm not mad at you, because if they wanted everybody healed, we'd be healed. That's why the doctors will never be out of business. And the government knows the population and the things that we as people are going through, and they're not doing enough. So we need to come together. We need to also come and make this happen in unity. What was that?
Yeah, the third thing that I wanted to point out is she mentioned that she didn't want to rely on the government, which is smart nowadays.
It sure is.
And rely on private donors and or charity organizations that aren't necessarily government related to help drive your cause.
Right. And it does take a team, because, there's no money trees outside. You know what I mean? We all have to come together and, get this done. We all must believe and come together, because, everybody's going through something in life. And shame on those that looked down on the man who needed something to eat, because I'm not going to say shit happens. Oh, yes, I did. Shit happens. And those very people can wake up and their lives change.
Well, you know what? That could have been Jesus.
Like it's just sad. It's sad.
You don't know, do you?
It's sad sometimes how we are.
Could have been Jesus in disguise, just seeing what you gonna do.
Out and go to a Asian restaurant, and or Louis Vuitton, Chanel, any type of stores. But when it comes down to a Black business, we won't support it.
Right.
It's nothing. They like, oh no, it haven't been, up enough. It haven't been doing this enough or whatever. But it takes a community. It takes a community to build. And I keep addressing that, because you just can't go all the way to the top overnight.
Right. And those with the Louis Vuitton and everything, that's all material things. You can't even take that with you.
Exactly. And I just don't like that, how we are mentally. We'd rather go to the left than go to the right. I mean, you see somebody, you see that you want that purse, afford it, but you still buy it. But you see something that want to help the community, you walk right past it. Like, oh no, I'd rather go get the bag.
Were you going to say something, Smith?
No, I was going to say it's important that when you have a collective group of like thinkers, which is what you need, so that and that's how you bring in other individuals saying, well, I have this particular circle of influence, circle of businesses, circle of organizations that we can do nothing but if we work as a cohesive group can benefit each other. That's how you sell it.
Hmm.
Well, listen, this past Saturday, you held an event fundraiser, JesusWorks housing program launch watch party. And I want to let the people get a little insight of what was going on. I did a little video compilation of some of the pictures of there. Let's check this out right now. Mm.
Yes.
That looked interesting. Well, I watched some of that, and I thought that is pretty good. You should feel good about yourself for the difference you're making, the people you're bringing together, how everyone comes together. That is what's important. Coming together. For my family, it's sad. I tell people all the time, I've never had a family reunion. And when we do have a family reunion, it's usually a funeral. You feel me? So people
Mm.
need to come together these days. But this was great. This is a great event. How did it all turn out for you?
It turned out great. I was so happy to see my brother, my big brother, my big sister there. I was happy to see all my friends that associated with my sponsors. They came out. It was so beautiful. The cater, Mama Release, and Queen Ivera for decorations. I just thank everybody, Dr. Fred Newsom, Queen Carlenia, and Queen Jennifer Jalencia and her Queens Four for coming out. The book breakers, Tisha Winkler and Barbie Johnson, the book breakers for being the interviewers. I really love it. It was so great. Nate the World Changer, gospel rapper, Too Deep for Christ, gospel rapper, gospel rappers, and it was such a beautiful. It was such a beautiful event. Mayor Cashini Cross, loved it. I just loved all the entertainment, and our next event is going to be coming up pretty soon.
Oh, so this was the first, right?
Yes, this is the first one.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
congratulations. Congratulations. Keep me posted on the next one. I'll gladly share it out for
Okay.
everyone. It's very interesting. You were in Washington, did you see?
Yes.
Okay. So listen, for anybody that wants to make a difference and donate to help support individuals and families in need with a JesusWorks housing voucher program, how can someone do that?
They can contact me. They can contact me at jesusworks.homesteadcloud.com. That's my website for Jesus Works. If you want to volunteer, if you want to donate, it's on there. You can also email me at jesus.wvgt
Hmm. So,
and at gmail.com. I'm sorry. So you can definitely email me because I answer all emails. I answer them quickly. And if you have a concern, if you need anything, like if you want to talk, I mean, we help people. It don't matter if you a part of the Jesus Works or not. We definitely want to help, and that's why we are raising the money, because we want to help those that really needs the help.
yeah, it's a lot of people out here that's really needing the help, the utilities bills, like you said, you are a blessing to a lot of people in what you do. But do you have like a requirement? You know, like somebody say, "Oh my God, she's going to help me with my utility bill. Let me call her." Do you have
Mhm.
like a
Yes,
requirement or?
our limit, we gonna do 100, and we starting at 150. And then we want the business to be nationwide. So we wanna go. We don't want it to just be in DC.
Right.
We want it to go everywhere so everybody can have help.
That's what's up.
Could you do us a favor, and for the viewers, is just drop all those links in the comment section of the video for today, would you please?
Okay. So God used you, and this is what I heard you say, that God used you while you was in the hospital to write your newly released book, The Perfect Life. Tell me about the book.
I'm excited about that book. It's so amazing about this book because the book it really doesn't have, I say it doesn't have nothing to do about me, but it does in some type of shape or form. It has to do with everybody. It touches everybody. It's basically a awakening for everybody to know that God is still with you, but he's not gonna, force you to love him. He wants you to be awakened and don't just idolize and put your focus on one person or one thing or whatever type of thing you put your money on. I mean, this book, her name is Angel in the book. I love her because, like I said, I put the angel, the A is silent in her name because sometimes our our angels is silent, until the warning signs comes, and then we don't see the warning signs because we kind of go left all the time,
Mm,
and we like the excitement of things. We like the excitement of things. So in this book, it's a message there, and I just pray that everybody gets the message in this book. I have a journal too, so for those that that want to write down any of their thoughts, I mean, it could be good, bad, the ugly. You can write down your thoughts in this book. I mean, in the journal book,
mm-hmm.
because that's what it's for. It's for you to grow. It helps you to grow. It has scriptures on there. You can study that too, because you never know how you're going to feel that day
Right.
or how you feel every day. But you need something. I mean, what I do, I write. I like to write like if I'm having a bad day or something, I'm gonna write it in my book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna write it in my little page book, and I'm gonna yeah. And then after that, I pray on it and see what God says. Why I'm feeling like this today? Why I'm acting like this today? Because a lot of times we forget to pray on the things when we tend to be upset about things.
Mm-hmm. So how long did it take you to actually complete the book?
It took me a couple of well, you talking about to complete it or get it published?
To complete it. How long did it take for completion?
Oh, I finished that in a day.
Girl, you are a little writer. What actually inspired and
Mhm.
sparked your initial idea for the book? Is it
Yeah,
something you
I
were
I
going through
really
personally that
put
sparked
it
it?
in one day, and then my publisher, I have to give her a shout out, Marissa, Miss Marissa, Miss Marissa. She just put it in chapters, but I wrote it in one day. I
Look
didn't
at
have
you.
to, go by it. I just was doing whatever that, he was telling me to do, and I wrote it down. I
That's
wrote
what's
it
up.
down.
That's
Boom,
what's
boom,
up.
boom.
Wrote a book
I
in a
mean, I
day.
was I was like, oh my goodness, this is a good book. People are really going to love this book, and I'm already at bestseller and on Amazon.
Good for you. That is what's up.
Mhm.
You know, you talk about the messages that people are going to get out of, but what messages do you hope the readers take away from the book, The Perfect Life?
Well, I hope the readers get out of this book is don't let life overwhelm you, and don't get blindsided about life. Don't leave God out your life because you never know what might happen the time when you need God. And so my message is to be awakened by the things that you actually, but be awakened spiritually.
You're moving around, aren't you, in the vehicle because you're starting to freeze now, like your service is leaving out now. See, you're on freeze right now.
Did you hear what I said?
Nope.
Did you hear it? Hello?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I noticed you moving around in the vehicle, getting chauffeured around, but that's what's up. I like getting chauffeured around too.
Getting some sketchy cell service.
Yes, but the service is changing from maybe where you're going or
because
whatever.
I'm gonna buy some woods.
Okay, so listen, I want to know: are you able to read an excerpt from the book?
Nope.
Yes, I could read a little bit from my book.
She just froze up big time.
You're really freezing up bad.
It's the area. I'm sorry. It's the area. Hold on. Here we go. I'm gonna read something from my book. And I hope y'all. I really want everybody to know that when you read the book, it's gonna empower you. So I have my book. So here it goes. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry about the. I'm still frozen?
Not now. It just comes and goes on you. But let's get through the book. Read me an excerpt from the book, if you will.
Okay, here we go. So, Angel, I read it to you. Angel is a successful person. She's a CEO of a nonprofit called Homes for the Homeless and families and assistance. She has a husband. She has a husband named Tom, and she has identical twins. They are 1 year old, and they live in a nice, pretty area in a house. So they have a beautiful life, and she's the executive. She's actually the CEO executive of everything of her business. So she's dealing with big time multi-millionaire clients all the time until one day she realized that she's not in her health wise. Now her health started deteriorating as in the book. Okay, her health started deteriorating, but she push it to the side and say she's okay. Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay. So she pushed it to the side. So she pushed it to the side and she say, I'm okay. But not to know that she's dealing with a lot, not just not just with her health, but the person she idolized is her husband. That's the main thing she do everything for. She pray for her husband. She is a praying woman. But only thing her mind is focused on and her heart belongs to is her husband, Tom. Now Tom don't give her no love, no support. So he basically emotionally abused her. But she continues to pray for God to help her in that area, to help him to open his eyes up, to see the love that she has for him. But it's not working. So she continued to pray for her husband. Instead of continue to pray for herself, she continued to pray for her husband. So, in the book where I told y'all a little bit what's going on with that, about her abuse. So you know that she's dealing with emotional abuse. She doesn't deal with physical abuse. So it was one night she was dealing with she had a dream. She wanted some connection from her husband, but he shrugged her off. He shrugged her off because some of the fact it's something going on with him that within him. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Did y'all hear what I said?
Yes, ma'am. You moving
Okay.
around, but you haven't froze lately. So you good.
Okay. But what's going on with him is a spiritual thing going on with him. And he doesn't realize what he's going through. But that's what Angel do. She wants to continue to pray for her husband, to be there for her husband and for her family. Even though she has a business and all these things, her mind, her heart, and everything belongs to her husband and not God.
You
What
just
she do
talked about
most
this
is leave
book
God
like
out of
it.
everything.
I can see this
But she
book it
pray for
being
her
a.
husband. But she prays for her husband. She a faithful woman, doing everything that she think that God wants her to do until the end, when she sees that death is knocking at her door.
You know what? This sounds interesting, and I can see this here book being a movie. And a lot of people can definitely relate to the situation that Angel has been in and going through and going to come out of. The Perfect Life is the name of the book. You were giving me all the inserts on the book, and I'm like, she just read the book. Is there anything you want to read on, or are you going to stop with telling me all about it like that? That's cool too.
Oh, that's it.
That's a good, interesting book. And this book, The Perfect Life, where is it that everybody can get a copy of it as well?
I'm at Amazon. I'm in Amazon.
That's what's up.
I'm
Keep
at
doing what you,
Amazon. So you can get it at Amazon.
so so Amenna, you now have author as one of your titles. That's a great thing to do. You're doing so many fantastic things. We are so wishing you continued success in all that you're doing. Keep me posted on anything and I will gladly share it out there. But before we go, is there anything that you want to add or say that perhaps I did not ask you? I was like, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
I'm going on a book signing tour, so it's gonna be great.
That
I'm
is
just
good.
waiting for the dates to come through.
That is good. You keep going, a busy girl, doing so much things, making a difference in the world. You are a blessing and blessing the world. And hey, that's the best type of person to be. One who knows her purpose, one who has a passion, one who's making a difference. And that's what's up with you. But tell everybody how you, Amenna Scott, can be followed on social media.
Okay, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Mina Sky. I'm on JesusWorks Housing Voucher Program, which is on Facebook as well. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok as well. I'm on all avenues. Okay.
Yeah.
But them are the main ones that I'm on. You can always catch me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Them are my main ones that I be on. So I hope and I'll be praying for everything that, and I thank y'all for letting me come on to talk about my event and Jesus Works and helping the community and the book. I'm so grateful to be talking about it, and I'm very happy that God is using me.
Amen to that. Hey, you're welcome to come back anytime you want to share or talk about anything else. We are a blessing. We are honored to have you and thankful that you took the time to be here. Even though you were driving around everywhere, girl, you still took the time to be here on the show. So I appreciate that very much.
Yes, you're welcome. We just got out of church. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. You just got out of a good house, and that's the good thing,
Mhm.
All right. So, hey, until the next time, till we meet again, I do appreciate you being on the show. And I thank you
Thank
so very
you.
much. We'll be in touch with you.
Okay, great.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All righty then.
That was very good and interesting. She's a little short, strong queen doing some fantastic things. And we are
Has a
honored.
story to share, rather, and yeah, doing good deeds.
That's right. That's what we all should be doing, making a difference, not looking down on someone who is not up to your level or someone who's going through things. We all go through things in life, and that very person that's looking down on somebody, frowning on somebody can go through some things too.
That was something my dad used to say to me all the time, though. I remember when I said, hey, that could have been Jesus. My dad used to do that to me all the time.
You just don't know.
Somebody, if I would say something nasty about somebody, like along that lines, or there was a beggar or a homeless, and You say, hey, I could
You don't
be
know what
Jesus.
some people
How do you know?
went through, you know. I mean,
How do you
granted.
know? He could be testing you.
Well, you know something, someone who has been tested, who went through the test, who survived the test, who is a testimony and continuing with a purpose and a passion in life is Amenna Scott. Go out and check out her book, The Perfect Life, just released, doing great on Amazon, The Perfect Life. You can go and find her also on all social media platforms, because when you have a business and doing things, you got to get out there. You got to put it out there and everywhere, and she is everywhere. Facebook is one of those places where you can easily find her.
We applaud her.
Absolutely. I definitely applaud the strong queen, Amenna Scott. And I thank you all for being there. You know, it's Tuesday. I mean, you do know it's Tuesday, right?
I do know that it's time to eat.
Yes, I've only had my cup of tea, and you know, Queen, be ready to smash a plate of food, and that's what I'm going to do. But I'm also going to remind you that tomorrow is Wednesday. That's what's up, Smoothie.
This is all I've had today. How do I take it?
I'm going to remind you that it is Wednesday tomorrow, and that's Tim's Tidbits, where you better hold on tight and try to handle all the stuff. Impactful, funny, entertaining, political. It's all there. It's a potpourri of entertainment. How about that?
It's a carnival of entertainment.
It's something, I tell you, and if you can handle it, do, because he also lets you know who's the asshole of the week. And man, there should be like 6 assholes.
That's what my
from
show
this
should
week.
be like, modeled after, like the Barnum and Bailey Big Top. You know, you've got high flyers, you've got people
This,
on the train,
that,
all
yeah.
kinds of this, that, and it's all dangerous.
But it's in the evenings tomorrow on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Do check your time zones, but join us for that if you will. And then come back on Thursday, because that is the Now You Know show with Queen Silvy and Smooth Tim. Great people, great friends, kings and queens from all over, bringing you inspirational, encouraging, motivating. It's also simply a
a potpourri of entertainment, my queen.
A potpourri of entertainment, yes, indeed. That also is in the evening, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Again, check your time zones. But they also have the show question of the week, where good people video in their answer to the weekly show question of the week, as well as ending the show with a special video showcase that you better come and check it out on Thursday. So, with that said, Smooth's going to let you know how we can be contacted on social media, how you can come aboard and become a guest on the Queen Silvy Show, or perhaps you would love to be a part of the Now You Know show question of the week panelist. Smooth?
Yes. As I said at the top of the show, if you want to catch up on any of the past episodes, and or if you would like to contact us, top of the screen at thequeensylvyshow.com, and or you can go to our YouTube site. And again, just drop in the Queen Silvy Show. And hey, we'll look forward to the question of the week coming up Thursday. Which came first?
You don't know, do you? See? Nevertheless, it is time for the Queen to feed her face. And yes, so with that said, hey.
Till next week. We'll holla. Bye.
Hi, I'm Queen Silvy of the multiple award-winning The Queen Silvy Show. You want to expand and get noticed? Then come outside your box and into our world. Internet advertising has a real impact on global awareness and even sales, so let's make an impact together. Offering for a limited time advertising and sponsorship packages that excel your purpose. So contact Queen Silvy or Smooth Tim for the exciting opportunities that awaits. Yeah.